If I can catch bits and pieces of your question, I might be able to answer them all the way through.
Ladies and gentlemen, we back with prime time interview. Like we said earlier, the M is small and the M is silent, because in life, the smaller things will quietly lead you to the bigger opportunities. Follow me on all social media platforms at Entertainer and even on Cash App. Today, our guest, he's coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia. He's known as an urban America's blogger. He goes by the name of Dwon Coolwater Alexander. You can check out one of his websites at ishiphopdead.com. Follow him on his social media platforms at Coolwater101 and Coolwater102. Today, through the word Coolwater, I will ask him some questions, and he'll give you some vital information. Brother Coolwater, how you doing tonight?
Oh, man, I'm pretty good. Can't complain. How about yourself?
Oh, man, we blessed, man. You know, we make adjustments, brother. We from the Midwest. We keep it pushing.
That's right.
Hey, earlier you talking about content, man. Brush the people up on that and tell them why content is king.
Well, content is king because that's what everybody uses to try to leverage their way to becoming an authority. So if they using a blog or podcast or a presentation, a webinar or a white paper or infographics, graphics, whatever form, even video, whatever form of content that they use, that's their leveraging point. That's the basis for being what we call in the industry a content marketer. And people use the content for the sole purpose of trying to position themselves as an authority. You know what I'm saying? So everybody using content. Some people don't know they're using content, but those that do try to use it as a leveraging point. So that's why content is still king. It's really going to be hard for you to not use some form of content to position yourself in the world of the internet and see some sort of success. It's really almost going to be impossible. You got to use some form of content. So that's why content is still deemed king in this 2020.
All right, the O is for Ohio. Give us a little background about yourself.
Originally from Dayton, Ohio, man. Grew up playing sports, basketball, cross country, did a little soccer, went to various schools throughout the city, Fairview, junior high, E.J. Brown, Van Cleve Elementary. I used to run. I started out my high school career. I went to Colonel White for a minute and played basketball with some of the top athletes over there in the country. Slid over there to Wayne and went out to the suburbs, played out there for a little bit, came back, went to Meadowdale, and played on a JV team, and then varsity, up under watching top players like Jamie Skelton and all these guys who was rated in the nation. And so I grew up playing basketball, and that's that was pretty much the bulk of the city. It was a basketball, football type city, and we were just happy to be athletes back in the day. That was our main foray.
All right, the O is for offer. What are some of the services that you offer, my brother?
Okay. Well, naturally, you have your basics, coaching, consulting, in the area of content marketing, setting up your infrastructure, digital marketing, things of that nature. And, basically showing people how to set up their systems so that they are in a position to move forward. The main focal point that I like to try to address is infrastructure. Having the cement, the concrete laid so that you can build your house on. Once you do that, then you can push forward into a position where you can start to work towards becoming an authority. You see what I'm saying? So right. It's not necessarily like, oh, well, I'm looking for a coach or I'm looking for a consultant to tell me what you probably already know, it's more of I'm looking for somebody who can help me establish my infrastructure and my foundation so that I can springboard from that off into becoming the influencer, the authority that you want to become. So typically I would start out, if I was to meet someone or someone came to me, then we would do a consultation, find out what your needs are. That's the primary situation in regards to digital marketing and content marketing. That's pretty much what that would entail.
Okay, the L is for learn, man. I met you at HBCU, Alabama State University. What's it like, man? Because some people still don't know how valuable an HBCU is.
Well, I mean, for me, the HBCU taught me about family. That was one of the main focal points because we was all in the same boat together. Like I said, me and you, used to run across each other's path. May have had a class together, or it might have been some other people that we had classes together with. And we established a camaraderie, a brother and a sisterhood, if you will, with the HBCU. And at a smaller university, the instructors cared a little bit more about our success than if we would have went to a bigger school. I was going to go to Ohio State starting out. But when I went to Ohio State, man, the school was so big, I was scared of it. I knew I was going to get lost. The classroom sizes were 300 plus. I just didn't see how I was going to make it up out of there. You know what I'm saying? So the HBCU taught me family, taught me leadership, taught me loyalty. You know what I mean? It taught me how to lead, and it taught me to be a continuous learner about whatever it is that, I was going to pursue as a career after my undergraduate degree that I obtained.
W is for work. Some people say work harder, some people work smarter. Is it important to do both, when you're putting in work?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's an excellent question, man. It's important to start off working hard so that you establish a good habit. Let's say that. Habits are important. That's where you build your foundation. That's what gives you your character. But as you trek along and become more knowledgeable about the work that you do, then you have to transcend into working smarter. And as you work smarter, then you begin to cut out a lot of the hard work, if that makes sense. You begin to execute better because at the end of the day, you don't want to put in 8 to 10 hours of hard work, but don't see any progress. So you have to be able to metamorphose yourself into working smarter off of the hard work that you initially started in the beginning, but then learn to reduce your hard work effort and apply the technologies, the systems, the automations, so that they start to work for you, so that you begin to relieve yourself of some of the duties that you did in your earlier career or your earlier beginnings when you started to move out and try to build whatever it is you were building. So they're compatible. They both have synergy. It's just that you have to be willing to become wise enough to understand when you need to cut the hard working part out and begin to use more of your wits versus your bronze, if that makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. How important is it for you to become an authority in the industry?
Well, that depends on what your goals are. Sometimes it's not necessarily that you got to be the big fish in whatever industry you are. You could be the small fish, but you have the skill set that all the big fish look for. You feel me? You
Right.
could be the guy or gal that you just have that one particular skill that all the big fish come looking for, but it doesn't put you in an authoritative position per se. But everybody need what you selling, or everybody need the services you got, or what have you. Now, If you looking to become a big fish, then the question becomes, if I'm going to become an authority, what position am I playing by becoming an authoritative figure or an influencer in the world of digital content marketing, internet marketing, or on the web, or what have you? What position am I playing, and what services and what value am I going to give when I do reach that position of authority? So it's only important if you really offering something of value. If you don't have nothing of value and you just want to be popular, well, then it might not be that important, because you're really taking up space, in my personal opinion. That's what
Right.
I truly believe. Just having 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 people or followers on Instagram, yeah, that's cool. But if them people are not receiving anything of substance for you, then you're really just taking up space. You're not offering your followers and business associates anything of substance. So you might as well just be a little fish in a little pond around the smaller people, and they may get more value out of you than if you was a big fish in a big pond. So it just
Right.
depends. It's kind of whatever your goal is with becoming an authority.
Gotcha. The T is for timing. How important is timing in business?
I think it's important. I think it's very important. Being ready is important, and that goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
It's like you want to continuously chip at the rock and perfect your craft, your skill set, so that when the timing comes, you're pretty much already ready. You're pretty
Right.
much already there. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily that you can really time the success, as more as you can work to be prepared for the success when the time comes. So that's
Right.
kind of how I would look at it. Like my friend of mine says, it's not the first time when the gavel hits the rock. It's the little hits in the middle that ends up breaking the rock, so that you can crack the rock and get what you need from it. So you have to constantly be chipping at the rock, and when it's your time, it's going to open up. So it's not necessarily that the timing is always going to be perfect. It might not really be perfect, but you may make it become perfect, and that may be your time, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Oh, most definitely,
It
man.
may be like that.
The E is for entrepreneur. What are some things you think entrepreneurs should be looking at right now or working on?
Okay. I think entrepreneurs, let me make sure I'm seeing. I think entrepreneurs at this present moment really should be looking to find the niche market.
Hopefully my brother comes back in. We're near the end of the interview. Brother Coolwater just talked to us about content.
Yeah, it went
You
down on me. I
back, my
think he was
brother?
at yeah, I'm back. I think he was asking something about entrepreneurs.
Yeah, we're talking about what they should do.
Yeah, I think entrepreneurs in this climate should be looking, one, to solve problems. That's number one, beyond anything else. And then you got to find that niche market that will allow you to service that particular clientele. So it's not necessarily that you go out here looking to just jump in the first thing you see. You may have to do some research and find out what the biggest problems are for your market. And you may have to look at sub markets or sub niches that you could get into that will allow you to solve and service those people that need that particular product or service.
Okay, that's brilliant, my brother. And the last question is, for a reminder, how do you want to be remembered?
Solving problems. I think I'll be remembered as somebody who solved problems, who tried to help people reach their fullest potential. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Giving back, you know, it ain't always about the money. It ain't always about, you know, the dollar amount. Sometimes, man, you gotta, you know, be willing to work on the project, you know, just to meet the end goal. And it may
Right.
be for the betterment of, you know, the team as a whole. Sometimes everybody not gonna get paid what they deserve to get paid. More so is what they're gonna get in the long run with, you know, with recognition and things of that nature. So I would like to be remembered, man, as a problem solver, to make a long story short.
Okay, before we go, is there anything you'd like to mention or anything we forgot about?
Man, you know, you could just find me, you know, again at the blog is hiphopdead.com. Look for me at the home base site, the digitaldopeman.com. You know, all my handles are on those sites. Check me out with the coming lecture, Who Killed the Black Entrepreneur? That's, you know, that's in the works. Got my black Who Killed the Black Entrepreneur t-shirt. So, you know, look for those. And you know, just appreciate you having me on, man, and you know, giving me a chance to, you know, share my journey and give people you know, some knowledge that they may be able to put forth for themselves.
Is that t-shirt available on the website?
Yeah, man, you could go to the web. I dropped the link in your box so that you can get the right
Okay.
one. I got a couple sites, man, but I give you
Okay.
the exact
Okay.
one that I know for certain. But yeah, you
Okay.
can check. Yeah, you can look at both, but it's one particular though. So yeah, we'll talk
Okay.
about it offline. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, our guest today was Dwon Coolwater Alexander, coming to us from Atlanta, Georgia. Follow him on at Coolwater 101 or at Coolwater 102. The website is Hip Hop Dead. Another great guest on Prime Time, because the M is silent, the M is quiet because the smaller things will quietly lead you to the bigger opportunities. Follow me once again at Entertainment on all social media platforms and even on Cash App. And ladies and gentlemen, like I always tell you, watch what you say and watch what you do, because what you say and do may be the only school that someone ever sees. So until next time, I thank each and every one of you for your time.